I chose to study English literature and history because English had always been my favourite subject at school. I was always really good at it and I'd always really enjoyed my English lessons the most. And it wasn't until I was in sixth form that I also started to develop the same interest in history. And I had initially only applied to university to do English literature, and a couple of courses I also applied for, like classical studies and English literature, but I decided because I wanted to go to York St John, I would change my application to do a joint honours in English literature and history. I applied to York St John after a visit with my sixth form because I was just so obsessed with everything about the university, but it was particularly like the student support and the student environment that I really enjoyed. And it was through talking to student ambassadors and kind of getting to know what the university was like that I decided I wanted to study here. So because I'd then changed that, I went to another open day where I got to get to know the history faculty and I met loads of the different lecturers. I went to all the different talks and seminars and workshops that they had on, and I got to have some really great conversations with the lecturers about the areas of history that I was interested in and like if I would be able to study these things at university. And they were so encouraging. Everything was so clear about what you needed to do and things like that. It was like a no-brainer. There were a few modules that really stuck out to me, but it was the freedom to choose if I wanted each semester to be more heavily weighted on English or heavily weighted on history. So I got to see all the modules in advance and I just saw so many that I was absolutely fascinated by, and they were all so different. Like I could study Tudor England but also the United States, and I got to incorporate things from other areas of the universities like creative writing and war studies and American studies thanks to my degree. The course has definitely challenged me academically, but I absolutely love that. That is exactly what I was looking for when I came to university. I didn't have the same background knowledge as everyone because I didn't study history at GCSE or anything, but it was just perfect to be able to do things like site visits, and the lecturers were all really supportive on my learning journey and they were so encouraging, and all the readings every week have just been absolutely fascinating and it's just been so much better than I could have hoped. So my advice for people who are kind of thinking about coming to York St John, I would really recommend coming to an open day and decision day and just speaking to as many academics as you can, because they're all so passionate about their field of study and they just want to chat about like what they're studying, what they teach, and it's really amazing to see that passion come through when you're talking to people, because I think that's how you definitely know you're going to be in the right hands.